Welcome, keeping the ball on the ground. What's happening, lads? He's back. After his average performance, we put him back in.
Did you expect to get called back?
No. Obviously, it was a late.
Oh, you said that the other day. You deserved it back.
It was a late night call up last night, wasn't it, for Sai? So I thought.
How was it feeling when you got that call?
Proud,
aye. Tell her, how was the dad?
It was like when you get to Scotland. Remember with the phones and that? That's what I felt in the bed. I jumped out the bed. No.
No, is he not?
No, no, but obviously.
Was your dad fan of the show?
Aye, well.
Can he fight?
Can your dad fight?
Aye.
Can he?
Oh, his dad.
Dad, good, you know?
I used to pick his dad in a taxi.
Whose?
His dad.
Mother?
No way.
Aye, Hutton Tillich.
And take him to where?
Just didn't he like the wee Saturday shift in the town, didn't he?
Aye, all the time. Veroni's something.
Where was it, Loudon?
I don't know.
Veroni's or something it's called. Veroni's. Aye,
that's it,
like a wee tipple in there.
Aye.
So,
Who was he meeting in there? Water?
John O'Shea.
Was that get John O'Shea?
Was he a nice guy?
Oh, lovely guy.
Did he tip you? Kev, Mason Boy. Did he tell the truth?
I know he did, aye.
Is he a good tipper, is he?
Was. Don't get me wrong, just a typical Dala footballer, constantly rubbing about how good his boy was now.
Was he?
He must have been steaming, was he?
He fucking...
Talking about him, me and Walter Smith and that.
Aye, my boy Kyle should be this, should be doing that, and I went, aye, probably right, you should be.
By the way, you're looking like a hipster today, innit, Kev?
No, I got this wee jumper sent to me off
Having a jet on the jumper. Take the jet to school.
What one's the jet?
Take the jet to school. What's in the backpack?
What backpack?
You guys got a backpack, innit?
Oh, I don't know, mate.
Big
It must
man's
be.
by the way, his style's really improved, isn't it? It's a sign of confidence, big man. I
No,
love it.
it's not. It's not common.
Because I've laid after you for everybody, do you know what I mean?
I'm scared to spend money, so somebody says in a free jumper, I'll just wear it.
You look like you've got a wee tan in that as well. Fake tan.
Just a wee bit nervous because obviously Slaney's got a wee outfit on here, so I'm a wee bit hot under the collar.
What is that?
Stevie Frail.
Is that what it usually was?
Took me to the game. On his shoulders last night. Me and Stevie, he always looks at Huts. He always looks at for me, Big Stevie. He really does. Do you know what I mean? Big Stevie, me and him travel everywhere with Scotland.
What would Stevie feel like at a Scotland game? He'd go full works, wouldn't he?
Puck a pie. No, did he puck a
pie?
pie?
Like a pie, aye.
What am I? No, listen, what a job Stevie Frail's done, isn't he?
Oh, he's doing it.
Aye, brilliant.
This guy's even got his shift change and everything for us. That's dedication.
That's good.
The guy that usually sits in your place is still
Oh, well.
still sitting in Tynecastle, isn't he?
Tied up still.
Tied up.
Tied up
talking
in
about
Tynecastle.
Listen, see if Andy wants to come on this every week, come and play for a team that wins. Just sign for
Peter,
Superb,
Simon, there you go.
That's how you don't have to does it?
You don't even
Easy
need to
for
think
me, man. I
about
didn't even need to worry about coming on here. We're flying.
And we need Andy back. Didn't we, Simon? Missing him. Aye, missing him, boy. We know it's as good as you, but it's it.
Is that 2 weeks in a row?
2 weeks in a
Fucking
row.
Hearts are having a shocker. Poor Andy's not going to get any media work at it.
I know, every Saturday you come in, checks goes, for fuck's sake, he's not coming again.
See Andy.
He's going to get sick for Hearts, he's going to get sick for Liverpool, he's fucked.
Here's a big question for you. I'm going to ask you two is who's better looking, Andy Halliday or Kyle Hutton?
Oh, hi.
Oh, Kyle Hutton, full head of hair, that's a must.
Yeah,
He's a good looking boy.
How is Andy's hair looking? I know he got the whole...
I've obviously...
Fluffy.
Because he's got the hat on all the time.
Fluffy,
hasn't he? As if he's trying to cut.
Andy's as well, what, about 5'6"? What are you, 6 foot?
6 foot. So I've got the height, so...
6 foot with the
I think
high
Andy
heels
can go
on,
for
you're
it, can't he?
6'2".
Aye.
Andy can
Big
fight
boy.
the fuck.
Would you
Andy,
be willing to fight Andy for a place on here, Hutch?
He's hard.
Would you be willing to fight Andy for a place on here?
Live on this?
Yeah.
Go for it. Set it up.
He'd beat Andy
You
Halliday.
ref it.
What about Willie? Did you see? Do you know what Willie Gibson offered Andy a square goal last time?
Aye.
We played Hearts again, and the Queen of the South tweeted saying, "It appears Willie Gibson's just offered Liam Boyce a square goal." He just want to fight everyone.
They're all
Man.
petrified him, aren't they, with the Hearts boys?
Wally Gibson's want to fight everybody but can fight nobody.
No, Willie. I think Willie
You
can
can fight, Willie.
Wally?
Aye,
he go,
aye,
aye?
fighting, aye.
I think he might come on, like, no chance.
I played against him once.
I thought you
Squared up in that.
Was it?
You used to squared up. Mm-hmm. Did you go for it?
Aye, shot yourself. How you going?
They won, lad. Shit myself looking at that. Sorry, Steve. That's my only joke of the day.
No, don't be sorry, don't be sorry.
But what about that wee job for the trains? You can Huts can get us on. It's a good number at me, isn't it?
You've got to say something here.
No, I'm not sure. I'm
You've
not.
got to see the ghost trains there for me.
Well, how is it? Is it good?
It's alright, mate, aye.
It's got a wee train bed in the house and that, isn't you?
Stole it off David Gormley.
Gormley.
Aye, stole it off Gormley, so... No, it's good, so I've been there for what? 3 years or something now.
Have you, right?
So it's good.
Champions League on the trains. Very
On the
humble.
chains,
Love it,
aye.
big man.
Some drop in it, aye.
Aye.
Champions
No,
League.
I dropped, mate. It's called being humble.
Oh, superb.
Call me 11 minutes.
That's it.
For the family, big stuff.
No, it's good, but it's good.
Thomas the Tank? You like a wee Thomas the
I
Tank?
love a Thomas the Tank.
Good.
I'm half it maybe further now.
Aye, half a
I'm
Thomas,
not
right,
enjoying
okay.
I don't enjoy them anymore.
No, what are you going to do?
No, I'm just into, obviously, meeting up with people like me.
Right, we're going on to Scotland, lads. 2 draws. Is it 2 good results, or Kev should be doing better?
I think, Simon, Austria, I don't know what the big fear was over Austria. They've got some good players, but so have we.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that at home, we should be looking to take the game to Austria, and I think it's as if we were waiting for them to do something, and then when they scored, I think we were fortunate with the 2 goals that we got. John McGinn, brilliant finish. You know what I mean? Obviously, he said afterwards he was just trying an overhead kick because he genuinely thought he was offside, but obviously there's a purpose to that. But
So wait, his head, Tony, he's just put his head back and it's that heavy that he's fell back, isn't it?
it was his arse, man. I was surprised he didn't get his sail back.
How big's his feet?
Oh, mate, we went up to see him Monday. His feet are like that, isn't they?
Biggest feet of all time.
Big feet.
Honestly, massive
Is he?
feet.
Aye. He's just a freak.
Sorry,
then.
Kev, I just wanted to
No,
talk
so
about feet.
in terms of the goal Hanley scored, obviously it's pure defending.
It's a big head to it.
And when he's running with that head, that's a fucking hammerhead. Good finish, but I just think that when we took the game to them and started pressing them in places, they looked uncomfortable. And I think if we'd have did that from the start, a bit like we did against Serbia to actually get to the Euros, we took the game to Serbia and controlled the game, dominated, pressed it, and it made it easier for us. Whereas these last 2 games, I think we've sat back, and I don't think that really. That's Steve Clarke's management style, but I think we've got players that can go and press. Because I think if you look at the equaliser last night, that was us pressing high up, put Shearham's in, and obviously Ryan Fraser, great finish. And I just think we look back. A draw in Israel would have been a good result had we beaten Austria at home, and vice versa. So no, I just think that.
Charlie Adams was good up front, wasn't he?
Charlie Adams.
Why has he never played there before? Why
I'm
is he
surprised,
playing
but
centre
it's a
midfield?
late
Yes.
He's later on his career, do you know what I mean?
Just moved.
And he
Usually
deserved-
people go back the way though. Charlie's.
But
moved
listen,
up.
he's a clever player,
Yeah.
isn't he?
No, he's good.
And they should have called him up, I think. Probably
You
sooner.
didn't want him called up.
Sooner for that position.
See now that you've seen him
I'm
play.
talking Charlie Adam.
See now that you've seen Che Adams play, would you go back on your claims that we shouldn't have called him up?
Why does no one called up?
No, listen, not at all.
No.
Let's stick to what we thought. Let's stick
He
to
didn't
our
want him
opinion.
called
Let's
up.
go, come on.
Not at all, listen. I was all for it from getting called up. No, listen. It was just a wee bit more of Shankland and who's the Hibs boy? Nisbet. I thought they maybe shot, but listen, watched them last night.
He's a different level, wasn't he?
Tell you what, Simon,
He's
movement.
Premier League, isn't he?
Great movement. Clocked that. I know a lot of people in the game watching that can clock that. That's if you played the game at high level.
So that's only probably you that's noticed that?
Noticed that.
Yeah.
No, a lot of people, listen, the average punter, average fan wouldn't have seen that. I certainly did. Simon, his link-up play, he looks quick, he looks strong, but no, a lot of people he's good on the ball as well. He's seen that for the goal. Was it a big pass behind him? Aye, it was, but it was still vision. So I think he's going to be the main man, Hutch, for Scotland going into the Euros. I don't think now...
Ahead of Dykes, then?
I think so, Hutch. I think so. The big man done unbelievable. But Simon, it's like in any walk of life, if somebody comes in better, you ought to up it or you'll not play.
Good.
You know what I mean? And I think he's certainly going. I think he's going to. Oh, in Scotland, I think what I was impressed was they didn't roll over when they went behind. In previous occasions, Simon, with Scotland, if they were getting beat, they would roll out a bit. As Big Kevin said there, they've got the players. I think they can be much more on the front foot.
Do you think Clarke will change?
Yeah, I know you're
change.
not to show me, but I asked the fucking question.
Sorry,
you answered
super
it.
sorry.
I like you done. I just dived in.
No, on you go, mate. Get involved. Good. I
I
like
think he
it.
has to change
Yeah.
because to me that looks like
It won't though.
I know he probably possibly won't, but to me, I think on the back of qualifying for the Euros, we must have had confidence to go and look at the 2 games and think, let's get at them. I'd rather not qualify, trying to qualify, whereas just trying to look at it and say, right, if we get a point here and a point there, we'll beat them. Like we're saying now, we'll get 6 points off the Faroe Islands. I said that 20 years ago.
You made an arse.
Aye, made an arse. So it's not easy.
What I would say is,
There's a statue in the Faroe Islands, isn't there?
Fuck me.
I love you, didn't they?
That was...
you're a hero there.
You're a national hero in the Faroe Islands.
Faroe Island Viking, they call it.
What was it, the Stranraer Shithouse?
Stranraer Shithouse. That was that you called me years ago.
Aye, because they're the big boy lighthouse for the Zenit lighthouse, wasn't it? Used to not shithouse.
Because we could be lifted. Do you know why he's asking questions though? Because he's not watched the games and he's not want me to ask him. So here you go.
Just trying to get my attention.
Do you like John McGinn further forward, touch as a centre midfielder player yourself?
100%.
What do you give you in the further,
Goal threat.
in the higher
Just a
positions?
goal threat. Obviously the goal the other night as well, and obviously he scored a few goals for Scotland. So just the goal fighter going forward. I think there's better players in that squad now that are better sitting deeper and sort of dictating the play. I mean, he can dictate the play, but I think he is more effective further forward. And as I said, we've got players like McTominay and stuff like that that can sort of dictate the play further back. So,
Well, we're lucky by the way, because I'm absolutely delighted we've got one of the best young coaches in Scotland who is going to give us a tactical masterclass. What I'm going to ask you, Paul, is what were the benefits last night of going for the 3-4-3 into the 4-2-3-1 in the second half?
Simon, that's a fantastic question.
Right, come on then, come and show us.
What I will say to the viewers, Simon, is there's a shaky horn, which is going to be a bad start. Do you know what I mean? So, Simon, just before we start here, this guy here, do we need him on, Simon?
Who is it, Jack Henry?
Do we need him on?
What's your beef with Jack Henry? Because he's...
Hey, fuck off. Boys, I don't know, I'm gone.
Well, where were we struggling in the first half in terms of pressing him and stuff like that?
So, see, when you sit too deep, right, you allow the other team to play, okay? That's fine because they're going to play it across. That's fine if you're leading. Let him keep it, okay? Are we with me, boys?
Yes.
Yeah? All right. So when we bring in... when we bring in...
Wait a
minute. I'm just a wee bit oily, Gaff. That's my right back, right? So we're going to go to a 4... I like a 4-3-3. Simon, all right? We get
But Scotland went 4-2-3-1, didn't they?
Did they? Correct.
did you watch it? No.
I did. So we'll go there, look. Just a wee adaptation.
I saw it as a 4-3-3, Slinny. Right.
So, my whole thing is, Simon, right? See these guys here. These boys, I'm going to get these higher up. Right? I'm just going to get them higher up. Does anybody want to come up and challenge me?
No.
No, not at all. I'm just going to... I don't like this. So come on,
Put another one up. See, that's your 3-5-2 you're on.
Right, okay. Where's he?
No, he's going striker, Slinny. And then your other man's in there as a midfielder. That's it.
Right, okay.
Maybe right wing back up a wee bit higher, Slinny.
Yeah, well said. Yeah. Right, there we go.
Yeah, that's it.
Simon, see these guys in here? Do he and he do enough? Do they?
I think they do a lot.
Do you think so? Man United? Hey, that's what I want you. No. Hutch, no, I'll tell you why, right? I'll tell you why.
Right.
Because if my fullback... Fuck. If my fullback's got the ball here, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck's there two boys in the pitch for? Right, if my fullback's got the ball, Hutch, okay? If he's got the ball there, I want my high and wide,
right?
Okay? This guy in there, what does he do? What does he do?
Drops.
And then what does that create in there?
Wee bit of
Space.
But
okay?
what about, does the defensive midfielder... Oh,
Does he shift?
if the ball's on this side, I'd expect my defensive midfielder to go and take up that space.
He comes there.
Yeah.
And Simon?
What does that leave?
What does that leave here? Space.
But then the other centre midfielder, I would want him in.
He drops in there, didn't he? What does it create in here? No, lads, listen. I'm going to come back to the tactics board, right? I'm going to come back.
It's just a wee taster.
I've just seen how I felt up here in front of people talk, because it is a nervous thing, innit? We've seen Steve Clark today doing it. He's great at it. So no, what's my main thing I always talk about in coaching? What is that again? Simon, see here?
Right.
That's where I want to see you. In there. And how do we get in there? Do you know what I mean? You must get making runs in here all the time. And if it's known, Kevin, that's when you drop half and play inside. Okay, boys? I'll be back for round 2.
Well done, Slaney.
That was a clinic.
So bad.
The coaching clinic. Good start.
Simon, for the Monday Night Football, bro, and remember Gary Neville's a bag of nerves?
Yeah.
This is the first time we've got the tactics.
We'll look back on this in a year's time and we'll see you giving masterclasses.
But what I should have done was Stevie Frail help us out. Do you know what I mean?
He was a bit quiet there, Steve. He was up. I was hungry.
I don't know why he was quiet. I think he was looking for food. That's not right.
Are we still filming?
We'll go for now. But Kev, for me, the 3-4-3 needs to go. It's not a system that works.
The problem is, Simon, when you play one up front, for me, with the 3 and the 4, whatever it is, we sit back too deep.
Yeah,
so he becomes too far isolated. And what I noticed last night, I was going to go into the tactics board there, is just explain it.
Get on.
Here we go.
So last night in the second half, right, what we got is, right, so you've got Adams up here, and you've got, it was Armstrong and Christie come on and McTominay. So when we got the ball here with O'Donnell, McTominay's coming here, too close. Like, so what I'm looking, so when he receives that ball, all he's doing is coming back here, too far apart. So what we're needing to do is get McTominay a wee bit higher. So when O'Donnell, Tierney, Roberts, whatever's got the ball, he's receiving it in an area where we can at least get into their second half, and that would allow our lot to push up a wee bit. I just felt that he was coming, first game against Austria, he was brilliant. But last night, for me, he was like, whenever it was there, he was just there and he couldn't get on it. Then as the ball would come along here, he would just move. And obviously that's the thing, but I'd like to maybe see him there and maybe just try and put him a wee bit higher so that he could receive the ball higher up the park that would allow him then to get turned. Whereas I thought every time he came short, it was just going straight back, just popping things, and it looked all right, keeping it, but to actually get beyond and help Shea Adams get the team up the park, we couldn't do that.
Do you know what, Kev? I watched Brendan Rodgers take Celtic that time.
Here we go.
See what you've said?
Here we go.
Says to me, don't want centre midfielders coming towards the ball like you've just said. Want them to take it on the back of their opposition player, so their first touch. You're going.
Because it's like you sit back one side.
You're a genius.
When say O'Donnell's got it and McTominay's showing, so if he shows there and the defenders, the midfielders marking him, he can only go there. Whereas if he could get there and just maybe like pull off, maybe he could turn 1-2. He's in there. Now we're up. We're all squeezing up. But whereas I just felt that it was too square sometimes, where we were just like looking at Hutton, say you go Hutton, it's back, right, okay, I'll move over here.
And playing that 3-4-3, it's hard.
It's hard to get the space. But then surely the other boys, the Christie and Armstrong or Fraser, they've then got to go further up the park to allow.
But do you know how the whole 3-4-3 comes back to having trying to get Tierney and Robertson?
It's in the same team, you're right. Touch,
it's always coming back to that. It's always going to come back to that.
Now, the one guy who did stand out over the two games for me, Tierney, is an absolute monster.
World class, isn't he?
Yes, mate, I'm going to say it. I think he is world class.
He's world class. I think he's by far. Now this season he's just on a different level completely, isn't he?
It's scary, mate.
It's frightening.
Mate, he's running by big international players like the wee guys, just bashing them out the way.
Even going forward. And sometimes you think, right, with the left back position, you're like, is it taking a bit away because Tierney could be there? But even seeing that, the three centre halves, almost Tierney can still bomb on, which gives you, but then sometimes you think, would you like him in that final third?
Yeah, but because see when he bombs on, that's alright, but see when he gets to a certain point, teams that are well set up, they'll shuffle across and stop that, but see if he gets the ball higher and he bombs on, he's putting crosses into the box. That's why he's
it was always the thing that Robertson was obviously better than him going forward, but seeing Tierney this year with Arsenal, his assists and stuff like that for them, he's been brilliant.
He's an animal.
Before we move on, is there anything you want to do with it? Anything else with the tactics board?
Why don't we make a run there? And why doesn't he not make a run there? And this left back, tuck round there, and this right back, tuck round there, and then drop in there. And then final one, shoot in there. Sorry boys, that was an old John Hughes one, wasn't it? John Hughes.
John Hughes does that on, I think he does it on the A licence saying the boys, I think.
It's magic with John Hughes, isn't it?
First Sean, has he got the balls to go and stand up at the tactics board? What do you think? I'm going to say no. I'm saying there's no chance.
I'm going to say no.
Can you show us anything but? There's a leg movement there. He's thinking about what he can say.
But as you know, I've not watched the game, so.
But what's your,
just show us something.
You're defossing the game, Kyle.
As in.
On the game, what do you teach
What do you think
boys?
Scotland could get better at doing that to help them progress?
In that formation?
Aye.
Or
would you change formation?
What would you do with Scotland? There you go.
What would I? You're putting me right in the spot here, man. What would I do with Scotland?
Do what you wanted to do up there, big stuff.
Well, the 3-4-3 bit the window.
Right, so what you want?
Come on,
show us a formation that Scotland could play. That's what the next question is, right? Based on the performances, show us what your Scotland team formation
based
would
on
be
the
and why.
performances that I've not seen, right?
Is there what?
No seen them.
Based on the performances that I've not seen,
right, let's go.
Feels weird.
You need to hit me at the personnel, lads. Right, so it's a 4 at the back.
Okay,
the three's gone.
Is it right back? Oh, he's on.
It's going to be a.
Oh, that one's
no, he's fucked it.
There's enough players on there, big man.
There's enough players on there.
I just drop him in. There you go.
We've got 4.
Bet you never thought you would be this last night with the text came in.
Oh
no! He's got sliding his fingers on. Right, so. Right. Let me. So obviously it's O'Donnell.
Yeah.
Right. Henry.
Stephen Hendry's boy.
Stephen Hendry.
He's got a beef.
How's he been?
Aye.
Is he alright?
He's good. He's very good.
So you go Stephen Hendry in there?
No, what's he doing? Jack?
Jack Henry, right? But who next time?
Who's the other partner that played with him?
Hanley.
Hanley's a big man.
Done alright.
Alright.
Norwich captain, championship.
Big call, Tierney.
Wow.
Big call.
Okay.
Big call. McTominay.
Maybe you've got Jack.
You putting them that close to you?
No, I'm trying to think.
Maybe you've got Jack, McGinn, McGregor.
Has McGinn got in the
Paul
hole?
Payton.
Has he got that in it? Has he got that in him? McGinn in the hole?
Do you think, seriously, see on John McGinn, would you play him a 10 or would you... I like him coming for deeper, no?
I prefer him higher up.
Aye, same.
I'd put him higher up.
You know what? I'm going. This is just Dykes and Adams up top.
All right, so you like 4-4-2. Mike Bassett. Mike Bassett. Go 4-4-2.
Hey, we need points. So
We're getting popped in the... Mate, I'm telling you now, we're getting popped in the middle of the pitch.
You think
I cannot
so?
watch it.
No,
We're getting popped.
Adams has got experience, so he'll drop in.
All right, so you want one in, right? Okay.
Aye, so he'll drop in with an attacking height, tour him up. Simple
That's absolutely
4-4-2.
perfect. If he wants to hit that 40-yard
Aye,
switch
we're
wheel
at
pass,
Tierney's there,
we can all
machine.
move over as a team.
Out you get,
Exactly.
there you go.
Aye, we leave that, as Slaney calls it, space, we leave that space. That's
Hutton,
right,
just
that's
ask-
what Hutton is who moves the boys there, you know what I mean?
Can
And
I
if it
just
does that-
ask, how do you... in possession?
I don't know.
So in possession, is he playing as a 10 or is he going up and playing against the centre backs?
In possession, no, he's up.
As a 2.
Right.
Up as a 2.
And how are we getting it up to him?
How are we getting out? Can you start the ball back at the goalkeeper,
It
please?
shows how we're working up to the 2.
Yeah, honestly.
The yellow ball, it's on the pitch.
I can't believe these, man. Honestly, they've absolutely done me.
No goalie.
You've killed the goalie. Yeah, I'm not the other place here.
No, you're doing well, you're doing well.
Right, there you go. You've got us in a 4-4-2.
Right, so what he's asking?
How are we
getting up to the strikers?
Marshall, bang. No, I'm kidding. No, Brave, split, high and wide, here.
Super, big man.
If we want.
Where's the team when
And
the
play.
2 centre backs are splitting it up? Where's your 2 centre midfielders going?
Well, one, and it's like rotational. He comes, can I get it? Boom. Rotation side, you know what I mean?
Good, mate.
Um,
And are you wanting your wide players in or to stay high and
I'm
wide?
totally regretting playing 4-4-2, to be honest.
I quite like that
No,
idea of
he's
two up
absolutely
front.
done me. He's like,
3-5-2.
Aye, maybe a 3.
aye, well, aye.
By the way, Deeks phoned me Saturday night. Missed call for Derek Riordan after your interview went out. So I don't know if you got your motor, mate. Did you get that back? Also had a few wee things, a few boys that have been coached off Drew Todd at college as well. Saying he's a legend.
Is he still coaching?
Still coaching. I can't believe you never... Was he not Rangers, the famous coach, Willie? Old Willie?
Willie?
He's always going about with 2 balls under his hand.
I was thinking, I don't think he might have
Was that,
been
maybe you were before your time, Willie
there,
Pearson?
sir. Flecky knows him though.
Flecky knows him, Willie Pearson.
No, I don't
Got a
know.
picture of him there, Willie Pearson.
He was cracking with me. See the 2 boys, he was great.
What was it, 2 boys?
I'm like, no, I don't know. Everybody get
How does that work every time, man? Right, we're on to Scott Brown. He's away. I know we've been speculating the last couple of weeks, but he's away at Aberdeen.
Heartbreaking.
Hutch, you play against him?
Couple of times.
Horrible to play against, isn't it?
Horrible.
Mate, he's made him metal, man. See when you used to kick him, it used to hurt you, one of them.
Aye.
What's he say?
Oh,
Said the last time,
Relentless, mate.
gave me the DD and that.
Oh, so
stuff
you did
like
the
that.
DD,
Aye,
yeah.
DD. So, no, he was
Didier
good.
Drogba,
Nah, Didier Drogba. So, wasn't he? No, great servant for Celtic he's been. Obviously away to Aberdeen. Strange one, I thought. When it first came out, I wasn't sure he was going to go for it, but obviously it's came about and he'll go there and it'll be interesting to see how much he plays or if he takes more of a sort of...
he'll play, mate.
He'll want to play.
I think that's why he's went there, to play every week. I don't think he likes. See people saying he wants to go and play 1 in 4 or 1 in 3 for Celtic next year. Don't you take that?
See, listening to guys like, remember Jamie Carragher said when they get offered that coaching own kind of play, these guys don't want to go and play a couple of games here and there. They don't want playing like there is almost like the cup game to rest players. They don't want
The jobby games.
So see, can I just see on Brown? Is he just? I trained with him, but see playing with him. Remember, I love the story you said about the joke. You had a wee joke.
5 up, to a joke on
just constant.
See, every time he took a touch, mate, he was there.
Was he?
Horrible. But no, just there, mate. I'm talking about there, like bang.
Was he?
He had an arrogance about him. He was confident in his own ability, so that when things were being popped about and you're that team, because you're always that team chasing Celtic round Parkhead, and you'd go and they would just pop it after you first touch round the corners, and you're like, oh my God, he's a break. You could never get close to him when you were that Joey team going to try and do a job at Celtic, but no, like Slaney says, surprising that he's called it early to go and do a bit of coaching, because Scott Brown's at an age where he still can play 30 odd games a season.
Yeah, definitely.
He's not wanting to play 1 in every 4 or 5 games at Celtic, so I can understand it that way, but I just think watching the Old Firm game the other week, he still has a lot to offer.
And do you know what? I'll suit him as well. See if he put McCrory and Ferguson in next to him, playing in the three, I think that'd be a right good midfield for Aberdeen next year.
I thought he just went to a coaching job at Celtic. Think he didn't get offered it or something like that. I don't know.
He's the man in the know.
No, I don't know. I find it strange, to be honest.
Is it the uncertainty, Slaney, of
who's coming in?
Who's coming in?
Yeah. And if they want him.
If you want them. You don't want to be that guy that's just got a job because you're part of the furniture. You want to get in there and I would say earn your role. So if he goes to Aberdeen, does well.
I like that about Bruni though, Kevin. Loads of other players would have just went take coaching role, but he's going to go away and prove
He's going to go away, continue playing. Hopefully Aberdeen and Stephen Glass and them can start maybe try to rebuild and have a bit more of a challenge this season towards other things. They've been poor, we can agree with that. And if he does well at Aberdeen, there's always going to be that role back at Celtic somewhere.
Is he the assistant manager?
Assistant manager.
So what happens?
Is he an assistant player?
So see if they're doing bad and they replace the manager, would Scott Brown then come with him? Is that? What do you think about that? Because if
I've not seen the contract, mate.
Potentially, aye. Because did Aberdeen know he like a split manager many years ago in the 80s? Did they like
no, it was Liverpool, Roy Evans and Hooley. But his mate Roy Evans.
But if Scott Brown's playing every week and the manager gets sacked, then does he come out?
No, he'll stay.
Nah, he'll stay.
Aye.
Stay.
But that's separate.
I would think so.
Yeah, you'd imagine so. But
Scott Brown was the one I knew my time at Celtic was up when he came.
Did he?
Well, I was out for 2.5. I was doing well and out for 2.5 years. And see, when I came back, obviously you're not the same sort of player when you've been injured that long. You know that. Remember Strachan put us up the team in the first team and was up against Bruni in training, and I was like, I'm miles off this.
I imagine players that's playing every week in the first, they would still say the same.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like Ken say that he could play it, mate. It was even every day in training, it was like, fuck me, this guy's never tired, man. I was fucked after 5 minutes. He was just relentless, mate, honestly.
Do you know what I think Tierney's learned a lot from Brown?
Definitely. He's like a carbon copy, isn't he?
Yeah.
And that's what Celtic are going to miss. He's a massive influence on young players. I didn't care what anyone says. See, coaches and that, mate. All right, taught me a bit, but it's always older players that I took the most for.
Aye. And good about the changing room and all that as well.
How they were changing, how they trained, how they played. And I think see all the Instagram posts that everyone put up for him, or the young players, tells you everything, doesn't it?
Aye.
What a
massive
man.
respect. Like he went to Celtic 14 years ago for £4.5 million for Hibs, and that then was a big fee for a young Scottish player to go for Hibs to Celtic, but to actually go there and live up to the potential and the expectation they thought. Was it Gordon Strachan signed him?
Yeah.
So Gordon Strachan obviously saw something in him then to actually go there and fulfil that and much more in terms of trophy success and everything speaks volume of the character within him, because sometimes you get that big move and you think, that's me, I've done it. He's actually went on and
he sort of changed his game over the years as well, because he was like getting forward in his early part of his career.
He's like a stolen motor at the start of his career, wasn't he? Just run about.
Because obviously Tomo used to say that, and that he was always bombing forward and stuff like that, and then obviously over the years he's got a bit more discipline.
We're lucky we've got Gordon Strachan here. What did you see in
Great mentality, Simon.
Handsome.
Very handsome, isn't he? Sexy Brown, isn't he? That rugged look, innit?
Is that what you'd go for?
Like that. But see, on doesn't sit well with me, Simon. He deserved the 60,000 fans.
Yeah.
The proper goodbye, what he's done. To leave in this way.
Again, it tells you everything about him though, mate, that he doesn't even need that.
Yeah. No, that's,
do you know what I mean?
That's why he's done what he's done.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? I think that's what's your mentality, and that's what I've always thought. See, and I think he'd be the first to admit it. See, technically, the players in midfield that's come in Celtic is technically better, but his mentality is just a different level, isn't it? And I think that's what separates the best, Simon.
Mate, you're spot on, because I think as a captain, it'll be nice to boys that come in centre midfielders, but that thing he's got is you're not playing ahead of me.
Yeah.
Well, Robbie Keane, he had a podcast or something, and he talked him right up.
Did he?
Did he? That's
Robbie Keane said he was brilliant. As you said, mentality and stuff, and he says that he could have been down to England, played in the Prem, no bother at all. He says he was surprised by how technically he was good as well, because he's not really known for his how good he is technically.
No.
He's not really known for that. He's always known for obviously high energy, getting about, but technically he's very, very good as well.
You'll never replace him.
No, it's hard to replace, especially in the modern game. There's no players like that anymore, is
You'll
there?
never replace that guy.
That thing I told you, the Nguemo story is unreal. I couldn't believe it.
What's that, man?
Mowbray came in and signed Nguemo. Bruni was injured, I think, when Nguemo first came in. Mate, Nguemo was brilliant. See, when he first came in, you think this guy's a proper player. Remember him, we centre midfielder? French boy, mate, honestly, could proper play, fit as fuck. We were like, wow, what does this mean for Bruni? Because Bruni, he was like Bruni's position, Bruni'd been injured for 2 weeks, 3 weeks at the start of pre-season. And Tony Mowbray organised a bleep test, and Bruni'd only trained 1 day. and it was Bruni and Nguemo the last two in it, and Bruni obviously in the training, you could just tell that Bruni was not letting Nguemo beat him, man, and Nguemo was fit as fuck, and Bruni just kept going, you could just see it in his face, because everyone would be talking about this guy, how good he was, and Bruni's like, I'm gonna fucking show you, man, and beat him and kept going for like 2 or 3 runs after it. It was like, wow. See, watching it was amazing, eh? Mm-hmm. You could tell that he was proper fucked, but he just wasn't going to let him beat him. And like you say, that's what he's got in it.
I think he'll be with, I think when Cena comes into coaching and management, I think he'll be brilliant, because when I seen him, he knew how to, he didn't just go about shouting at everybody, Simon. He put his arm around ones that needed it. Do you know what I mean?
Did you get the arm around you?
I get sent up to my room one time. But it was...
What?
No.
Tell us.
Oh, a head like that is. What happened? What you doing?
This was actually, it's a lovely story for him. I went away with the first team, and my head had been fucked, Simon, as you know. Yeah. It's no change. So been completely gone, and I think he was aware of it. And all the first team boys were like, get up and sing, because it was my first time away. Simon just put his arm around me, did that to the boys, enough. Put me up to my room. But as in, so I didn't need to sing. Right. But it was a wee touch of class, Simon, of the boys.
Noticed the situation.
The boys are fragile wreck.
Do you know what I mean? Recognise that.
Recognise, and that just, he didn't need to do that, a guy like me turning up.
The people that you obviously know him a bit, and his teammates know him, but there's another perception of what the fans think of him. The away fans and the people that don't really know him, they think, oh, he's this, he's that. Scott Brennan will be fine going forward, I think, career-wise and future in terms of coaching, because that mentality that he's got will never wither, that'll never, he's had a right bit of stick off at Aberdeen fans over time playing for Celtic. I think the time when he got tackled and he went up and he gave it all that, and the abuse he's took, to actually go and sign for them, knowing that he might not be the most popular signing, tells you a lot about that guy. He's determined to go there and be a success, or going to try and do whatever he can to be a success. So for me, hands up, fair play, and wish him all the best, because what a career.
He's an animal.
But all the Aberdeen fans that are coming out and saying that, we don't want him, like, deep down, they'll know it's a good sign.
Great signing.
They'll know it's a great sign.
Yeah. But I do, see what you said about the Celtic fans, I mean, everybody, I mean, most players, I'm waiting for that. He's not about that anymore, Simon. That's
no, he's not a badge kisser. He just does it on the pitch.
He does it for his team.
But you're like me, everyone thinks he's a ball and shouter, but even me and Gowser, remember we made an asset in America. Paul McGowan at Dundee tried to stick. Bruni was the captain, tried to stick the knot on him.
Who? Paul McGowan tried to stick the knot on him?
And I was doing stuff to him as well. Like, us two were a total disgrace. And like Slinny says, you could have just went through us, mate. But the next day, he's like, lads, I've done that a million times, man. Don't worry about it. Like, total spot. Like, he could have been a pig, mate. Like, we were being,
which a lot of people would have said.
Like,
a lot of senior players would have.
Mate, he wouldn't have spoke to you again, eh? But he was like, don't worry about it. I've done it a million times.
I see.
He gave us a wee message, I know, about his pride is on open goal.
Did he?
Aye, so he's very proud for me sending you up to your room to now selling at the Hydro. Well done, son.
Super.
Lovely touch.
That is good.
What a man.
And he gave my father-in-law his jersey for his 60th as well. We played him that game 5-0. Gave us his jersey after it, signed it, gave him it. Good guy. And do you know what, even boys, he doesn't care about getting slaughtered or anything. I like that about him as well. See now modern day players, if you slag them on a podcast or something, pure take it to heart. Whereas he wouldn't.
Nah, wouldn't bother.
It's a dying breed, isn't it? Right,
we should start outing the guys that they slaughter and the messages privately to say why you're saying that. We should start outing them.
Why would you care what we hang out? We're fucking idiots as well, aren't we?
It's not as if we know what we're talking about.
I've always said that.
You've just seen that. You've just seen the shambles in that tactics for me. So anyone that takes,
Who me tell anybody they're doing well. Steve Clark's going to watch us and
I'm trying to teach a guy how to steal my car. Why do you care that?
I know.
I will say, if you get a problem that you say, we'll tell you where the podcast is and come and sort it out that way. Come straight to me and say what you've got to say. Do you know what I mean?
Is that to everyone, eh?
To everybody's got a problem. Right. Do you know my worst fucking thing in the world? People tell people what to do. I hate it, Si.
Oh, like, why don't you do this on the podcast?
Do that, do this. Just shut the fuck up and do your own thing. Mate, I've always... Listen, no, but even in any walk of life, when people tell people what to do, I mean, I seen a boy coming out at H&M and he was wearing a wee fancy blazer. Listen, he looked terrible, the young boy, right? And I did listen, but he was like, you're not wearing that. And I was like, just fucking wear it, like, be your own man. I mean, but it's a terrible example, but stop telling people to do, concentrate on your own fucking pathetic life. You know what I mean, Si? Do your own thing.
Brilliant.
100%, Si.
Thanks. I hate people tell me what to do. You know what I mean?
Was it on?
Brilliant.
Was it that blazer? Okay, but he's been good today.
Captain for next season. Hutch, you'll not be bothered, will you, about who's next Celtic captain?
Nah.
Kev, next captain, it'll be McGregor, won't it?
Nah,
No chance, Jane Forrest.
Right?
100% it should be.
You'll need to come off that 12-year sponsor silence fee, James, if he's going to.
What a captain that would be, wouldn't it? Just silent.
McGregor must be the standout, but I don't know, is McGregor vocal?
He is. Tierney said he was, didn't he?
I don't know him, so
McGregor will be there. I
Think so?
I think so, mate. Do you know that?
Potentially could
Go on,
be.
gaze a wee bit into that. Who do you think you'll go?
Well, if you're looking at the players that sort of, there's going to be a sort of big change at Celtic, and a lot of players will leave. He's one of the top players, and there'll be a lot of teams. There's always been Leicester floating about him, that's always been the sort of rumour. But I don't know type of boy he is, if he wants to stay at Celtic for the rest of his career sort of thing, but if he wasn't that type of boy, then you'd imagine that he maybe would
Perhaps it might be down to who the manager is that comes in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
why?
Edward Howe would love
McGregor.
Callum McGregor, wouldn't he? He's an Edward Howe boy.
What's happened to Roy Keane, Jesus?
He's in a dark room somewhere, and shouting at himself, man.
See, on the Roy Keane thing, like I obviously spoke to a lot of boys that played with Sunderland at the time under him, and they said he was one of the best managers I've ever worked under. Like completely different to the TV Roy Keane.
He done some job at Sunderland, man. Took them to the bottom of the championship up.
What was he like as a guy side at Celtic?
Mate, do you know what? See, in training that, he could be fucking horrible. Like, he could end you, man. But see, outside it, he was bang on it.
Was he?
He used to come up to the gym, sit with the young boys, tell us stories about Man United. My mate got fined for drinking at a youth team Christmas do. And I think he was just turned 18, so he was legal to drink. But we were told not to drink, but obviously we drank. And it came up on the receipt. So a couple of the boys had to come in and work over Christmas when everyone else was off.
Right.
And they got fined 2 weeks' wages. And Roy Keane found out about it. He says, "What's this?" We were talking about the table one day. He says, "What happened?" And we told him the story. He's like, No. You're 18. And boys are like, he's like, no. He went and got the money back.
What?
He was proper bang on. See, with young boys and that, mate, he was good, eh?
Aye.
But then you think, oh, he likes me, and then you get to train him, and he would just slaughter you for like 2 hours. He fucking hates me, man. But no, mate, just what I'd have done properly, though. Eh?
Aye.
But no, Kev, like you say, there's a good side to him.
Like I spoke to Stephen Elliott, and he says, Kyle, says he is one of the best I've ever worked under. He says, just like if you can get him on your side, he will look after you. And who knows? It doesn't matter who Celtic's going to have. There'll be questions asked, why him or why this. It just they need to get him in. Whoever they're getting in, it needs to be soon.
The thing with he's made for Celtic, but isn't he?
Aye.
Winning. He's a winner his whole career, captain, leader, take on the pressure with Man United.
Yep.
So he is exactly what. But it's whether he's got the man management side and that's the most important thing when you've got players to deal with.
It's this modern day footballers, not
Yeah.
Aye, would you not like him?
Aye, no, I would mind them, but obviously it's a whole.
If you don't like him, it's fine.
I know, but like being a winner's not enough in the modern day game, is
No.
it? You need to be good tactically.
Would he be too much about with sort of the footballers and this sort of?
I would imagine. I would think so for the outside, but I'm not.
That's a whole chart, isn't it?
You need to be on the inside, don't you?
Like somebody was saying to me, like, oh, he maybe change and he'll pick and choose when he can crack. But see, when you see him in the studio, he's not even watching his own teammate and he can't bite his tongue. So,
Aye.
do you know what I mean?
Slow.
If it's his own, you could just imagine him getting so angry.
Had Jamie Redden, remember Jamie Redden that fighting with him? Yeah, Spurs.
Phoned his dad, didn't he? After it, his dad had come pick him up, didn't he?
And then he had a go, didn't he? His dad, Keane slaughtered Harry Redden, but I know, shocking.
Brilliant. Right, here we go. Brazilian football. Only one managerial sack in a year they're going. I know you're going to, because you've said it before, innit? So there you go, the biggest nation in world football are listening to Paul Slade.
Is that one second per club or just for the season?
So one managerial sacking per season in your club, Kev?
Aye. Good shout, that Sadie.
I've always said that I think, I would say that you can date the transfer window, January transfer window or the summer. That's your time to get a new manager in. I think so. I don't think it's more against, if, for example, if you've got a Diddy as a manager and he's playing every team, getting pumped every week, and then you sack him, get a new manager, then the other team's playing him as an advantage. So, no, listen, I think they're ahead of the game once again. I mean, ahead of the game all the time.
Kev, you?
I quite like that idea.
Right.
Because, like anything, it takes time for change to actually work. You can't just come in and, like, sometimes, like, if we look at the example of a new manager coming into a new club, sometimes you get a kick out of players and they win a couple of games, and the Davy Martindale 14 games unbeaten.
14
Tommy Wright comes in to Kilmarnock and didn't quite get that same reaction. But now he's got them in Kilmarnock, he started picking up points. So I just think one manager a season, because does clubs really change a manager more than once anyway? But
Seems to be all happening more often now, doesn't it?
aye.
100%. And listen, there was bad blood between you two at Rangers, so go on, you go, tell me all about it.
Was it a bad blood, eh?
No, it's a fuck.
Did you ever come to blows?
Who cares what I say in this
Me, him
podcast?
and
Who cares one of them? He doesn't care what I
Me,
say.
him and Nazy were going like a house on fire.
Darts, wasn't it?
I looked yesterday, boys.
Was it? Did you play darts? Was it naked? The top was darts with the jet. Did you get
Jet
blood?
the
The shark up there.
Is that
We
you?
used to play darts
Oh, belly
together.
button.
4 left and in, and Coisty and Kenny McDowell would come down just in a bathrobe.
Honestly,
to play with.
In a bathrobe?
Just to play darts with us. Kenny would come in with the bathrobe and they tassel shoes on, the slip-ons.
Wait, Coisty would play darts in a bathrobe?
Coisty would come down he'd come down and play darts all the time, wouldn't he? Him and
first
Kenny,
started throwing, the robe would fly open.
Did Kenny McDowell still have his old Porsche?
no, it was
Old Porsche, nah.
it was the Jag.
Was it?
The
Oh,
Jag.
yeah, the Jag.
Remember the Jag? Coach?
Coach.
Coach.
Aye.
Did you ever argue it in Houston?
No.
Did you ever play Doug with Kenny?
No, I didn't.
Never played Doug? They're trying to be like 2 hour sessions. And see, sometimes, mate, the Doug would be that good and that fun that we'd play Doug for a full 2 hours.
It's the best Doug.
So you just keep it up, you kick it to each other, and if you drop it, it's a D. And then you drop it again, it's a
we
U,
did.
and then a G, and then you need to
I
act
like
like a
Doug.
Doug.
We did.
Mate, we done that with like Alan Thompson.
did,
like.
aye.
Never forget Alan Thompson on his hands and knees acting like a dog, pretending to piss on people too. One day we played it for 2 hours, mate, it was that good, eh?
No,
They're
Killer.
loyal.
Was it not just Killer?
No, I remember we used to do the wee, like, the square, keep the ball, and then they would do the letters. Remember Janty used to join in as well.
Yeah.
He'd that knee, he couldn't move, but could still keep the ball better than most of us.
I'm better.
Brilliant, mate, I love Doug.
Remember Red Ass and all?
Red Ass was good.
Red Ass.
I told you that, Swindon, we played that for a full training session as well. I got a tattoo on my arse, and it's the day before, I think it was the first game of the season, mate, massive game. And Danny Wilson spent an hour and a half playing Red Ass on my arse.
Because you had a tattoo on it?
Because I got a tattoo on my no shape, just Red Ass for an hour and a half.
Well, you still got that tattoo?
Still got it, mate, it needs to go in.
Are you going to get it out?
Wait, now?
What shows it?
Are you looked at? No. Hutch, what are you thinking with this one managerial sack in a year?
Tell you what, man, I'll be happy with it. Gary Neville.
Mate, what about him, by the way? Slaughters teams for sacking managers.
And then he does it. Who was it? Danny...
Richie Wellens.
Richie Wellens. How long was he in for?
I think it's because he tried to play 4-4-2, man. Gary Neville.
Tried to sign Adams and Dykes, didn't he?
So who have they had? Graham Alexander.
Graham Alexander. But they don't just win a
Scholes
cup.
took over for a bit and then Richie
They don't
Wellens.
just win a cup.
Aye, he won the cup,
and
and
then
then
sack.
Portsmouth, that's right.
So, no, I agree with that. I'm all for that decision, I think.
I'm against his.
Why?
Are you?
Well, see these clubs, see they get relegated, loads of fortune. So, why are they not within the rights to sack a manager if he's not doing his job?
But then my argument is it's only players, can the players just leave then?
Because
I know, but you
a
can't
lot-
sack the players, can you? So, but I'm saying from an owner's point of view, see if I'm an owner and the manager's not doing his job properly, I'm sacking him. See if I'm a manager and I'm not doing my job properly, I'm expecting to get
But
sacked.
do you not think that would be, you know how, like, you get players, right, and it's not going well, and they start to think to themselves, he'll get sacked tonight and I'll still be here, and they sort of down tools a
That's
wee
just the
bit.
way it is still, mate.
That's what I'm saying, but with that rule, you might not have
Might
that
change it,
anymore.
aye. That's a good
Or
point.
mentality,
That is a good point.
What a point.
But then it might not, but what if it doesn't change it and you're only stuck with one manager?
But that's down to the owner's bad decision, appointing
Yeah.
him.
That's a good point as well.
So,
You've appointed him as plenty of managers out there. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
because let's be honest, you must have been in teams where players are going,
He'll get sacked soon.
he'll get sacked soon,
Aye.
and that'll be sound. Do you know
But I'm just saying, like, see if you drop from the Premier League to the Championship, the money you lose is
No, it's aye.
unbelievable.
Aye.
Look, they still do the
So from an
contracts
owner's
with
point
the...
of view, I can see why they would.
Well, you look at Palace with De Boer. Remember his first 7 games,
Yeah.
he didn't win.
Aye.
He had to get in it. So if he had that situation,
Aye, that's
Palace would be
right.
down in it. Might have not get back.
Good
But
example.
Thanks very much, Kevin.
That's a good example. Because that was early on in the season, eh?
Yeah.
But then the argument is the way he was trying to play. If he maybe got to January,
Aye.
would that have then turned around?
Turned
I don't
around,
know. I don't know. But I don't like it. I just it never sat well with
But
me.
you would have known if that rule was
The problem is the finance in football now is so high
Yeah.
and important, and that's across any league, even you, Sir or Peterhead and stuff. It's a business decision. It doesn't become down to
Yeah, that's
football.
what
It's a
football
business.
is now,
It's a
innit?
business.
Aye.
It's a
You
business decision.
You any stories at Rangers when you were there? Proper one, big names.
He's
Please.
just done an interview. We should go tell our story. Like, you got a story.
Throw some under the bus.
What was the story you had about?
I think.
Nazy, there must be stories about Nazy. 'Cause he was
Nazy,
the
aye,
funniest
he
guy
was
in the world.
bonkers.
No, it was a story about you were wanting to know Davy Weir.
David Beer and
What he was doing in
McCoy's.
that toilet that day.
Aye.
With the
chicken-
McCoy's robe on, was it?
McCoy's Robin, there was a chicken noise coming down it.
Mind the story we told, the train guy.
Oh, I remember that was brilliant.
That was
that.
amazing. But
We
was
were,
it,
on, we were on the train
Go to the
head
Fringe, wasn't it,
right, us three, and the conductor guy came on and says, "Hey, good to see you lads." Like, aye. And he says, what about the story Big Kev heard in the toilet one day? Charles Green and who was it? Craig White. Says, Big Kev was doing a shite in his cubicle, and the next cubicle was Charles White and what do you call him, Craig
Charles
White?
Green and
Charles
Craig
Green
White.
and Craig White were talking, and we started telling the story. The guy bought into it, and he was going, "Wait, I go text my mate."
Text my mate.
No,
Scary.
but as you said, Maisie, he's off his nuts.
Who, was that
Can't
Callum?
waste my fire.
He was mental.
We need to get him on.
How many?
He's flying, mate. He's still in the championship, isn't he?
Played it,
Centre
he
half.
could
Is he playing centre half?
Centre half. So he played centre half off for Wigan, and then he got moved to Luton, and left at back three.
Where does he fit in that?
He wouldn't play for me.
Nah.
No.
Neighbour near it.
I mean, there was talk about looking into him at Scotland. Swear to God, you look completely shocked at me for that.
I'm completely sure.
No,
he's been doing well.
what was Callum
He's been
Naismith like?
doing
We
well.
just no bothered.
He was fine. He was just one of these, like, he'd go around train with the first team and all that, and what was he like? He would just be like,
He'd sit on the bench, right, and he would say to the gaffer while on the bench, "Gaffer, you need to get me on. I'll go in there and score 2.
I love that.
I love that as well, mate. That's brilliant.
He would be joking.
Everybody knew he was like
Aye.
obviously, so if somebody said that, like somebody else said that, you'd be like, what's he talking
He's a
about?
prick.
Because it was him, he'd just laugh and he'd go out the first team and that. He'd be like, boy, just give me the ball if you want to keep it. I'll keep it, friends. I'll keep it ticking
Love
on like that.
Aye.
One of the guys.
Mate, that's probably why he's went and had the career he's had, isn't it? That sort of belief.
Aye, mentality, because he went away down to Accrington when he first went down
I think I
south.
played against him at Aki, that's right.
And he wasn't really enjoying it
was
in and out.
hopeless.
And then he go and for the eye, Portsmouth and worked his way
Flying.
up and he's at Luton, he's loving it. Aye, but remember he went on loan to Partick, Thistle? And it was a complete and utter disaster.
How?
So I spoke to Jackie McNamara. It was after I'd been there, and I was like, Jackie McNamara, I had Callum Naismith and that, and he wants to get him loan, that good player and stuff, like talking him up and that. And Jackie was like, oh, brilliant, nice. So he brought me in, signed him. I was like, look, Cal, me, I've sort of bigged you up here.
Uh-huh.
He's like, no, don't be daft. And then he didn't play a game, and his head went, he was on the bench and that, and so him and Coley went as well, Dan Cole, and two of them started mucking about and doing stuff and all that, and then it came out after the game, he got whipped into Jackie McNamara's office. He says, Cal, the club photographers just came in and showed me this. Cal's like, oh no. So obviously the guy's been taking pictures of the game, and Cal's doing the corner, doing a headstand. He's arse it.
But while the game's going on.
Some of the fans were giving him abuse. And showed them that and they had to send them back to Rangers. There's so many stories of it. They'd done hundreds of things, and that was the final straw of it.
Amazing.
That's amazing, what a boy.
Right, bit of sad news, lads. It looks like Marco Van Basten's back in the drink. He said that the offside rule should be scrapped in football. He's had, do you know what he's had? He's had a week like you had in Holland, didn't he? He just
Just went wild, lost the plot. It's weird that, but innit, like, it would be unbelievable viewing that. Do you remember in school, you had the wee fat guy eating his fucking roll sausage gone at the post, just tapping in, like, you poaching fat bastard, remember that?
Oh, yeah, that's not nice to say, but Kev, that'd have been a dream for you, young man, wouldn't it?
Fuck me, I just parked the bus in at that 6-yard spot, not a problem. I'm here. He's needing me under here. No, I don't actually. There must be some thinking behind it, Si, but it's a bit madness.
What, the offside thing?
You can't, Marco
Actually,
Van.
for that?
No. That is one of the craziest shouts I've heard in a long way. And I've heard a lot of crazy shouts, mind you.
He says it should at least be trialled.
They should
What do you think the
try
score
it.
would be if it was
It'd be amazing,
offside?
mate. It'd be unbelievable. We'd make goals. Wouldn't it? All else, you'd have a team completely parked right in the line. Wouldn't you? Because they wouldn't be, they put the...
What do you think's going through his head? Like,
It must have been in Amsterdam, must have been.
What would your tactic be on the board for the offsides?
Do you want to do that?
No, because I don't know what to do.
You and Flecky.
What we...
Can we talk about me? Well, it's surely Stevie's got something to say
No,
about
it's
it.
Flecky.
Oh, Flecky.
I'd be honest, just having a keep.
What would you play?
You need your.
How would it work though?
You need your goalkeeper. You need your goalkeeper to be so high up so that
just weather it.
He stops the ball getting to that player.
But you know what would end up happening? The team that was attacking would just, if somebody stayed up, they'd just go 1v1. Imagine it was like 1v1 in like the 18-yard box. I think that's what we'd do.
It's that crazy a shout you actually don't know.
Mate, it actually would be quite good viewing to
It'd be
it.
amazing. They should date one tournament, shouldn't they? We should use it in that like.
In a total cup or something.
Aye, something
Who's the
like that.
goalie for City?
Ederson, mate.
Imagine him launching diags 1-on-1 with the goalie.
Right.
It'd be unbelievable. I always thought, because I think football for the last few years has been boring. It's like teams get the ball, the other teams sit half. I always wanted you have to keep 3 players in their half.
Opposition's half.
I always thought that, but then I don't know if that's almost like NFL stuff and all that, the rules and shit. But I just think it maybe create attacking football. I don't know. But
I used to love Yogi, used to put 3 up defending corners. I loved that, eh? I
Used to
sometimes sit and wonder if I would do it. So when you're defending a corner, you keep three up the pitch.
Did they?
Aye.
Well, you may as well, because like, see your wingers and they can't hear the
Not
ball.
going to hear the ball anyway.
The thing is, if you put 3 up, 3 hate to go back
They
and
need to
mark
keep- they
them.
need to keep
So
4
it's the
back,
same,
yeah.
same like for like in the box anyway.
Yeah.
It's a decent shout.
But seriously though, like Van Basten's family, somebody needs to go and check and make sure he's all right.
But so you know, mate, he's high up in the game, isn't he?
I mean, he was the
That's what I'm saying.
technical director of FIFA between 2016 2018.
He obviously got the sack, so that means he's
saying that.
Aye.
But even like the guy Blatter and all that have got these jobs, they're all screwballs, isn't it?
Aye, he's just been done again. Well,
He's been
He's been
banned
done
again.
again.
again, hasn't he?
Remember he
Except-
fell off the stage, you remember that video?
Aye,
Cunty right
aye.
off the stage.
That's right, aye.
He was walking, mate, something a big hole fell down it.
Who in Scottish football would you like to see on the FIFA board?
Dick Campbell.
Dick Campbell would be brilliant, mate.
Unbelievable.
He'd
What would
be
you think?
too-
What rules would he bring?
he'd have too
You need to
much
get your arse
sense.
slapped before every game.
Aye, that's a must. See
You
when
need
you're
to go
walking,
with a red raw arse, don't
see when you're
you?
walking out the tunnel, it's a guy just with a whipping their arses it. I'd not be here, I would love to do that job. Wouldn't it? Imagine me standing there. Come on.
Who else would be good? Scottish football?
Oh,
Craig Brown. You need to get Craig Brown on it.
Craigie
He'd
Brown.
have Johnny machines in the changing room, wouldn't he?
Craigie Brown.
Imagine he came in every change room inspecting it, see if they were in.
You got a £3 coin, mate. What for the unreal. Boys, that's us.
No way.
Giza a song for your debut.
Giza McCoist, when he
Me?
scored.
No.
Aye, Giza song a minute. Giza McCoist, who gave me one player that went right through in the change room one day. It went for 2 years. Remember anybody got it tight?
I never seen.
Remember, we all got it tight when we all went out after getting beat after United in that
Did we go out?
cup game. No, you didn't.
No, he was in the jet, wasn't
I
he?
never had one night out. It was the Christmas night out.
Just you and the jet.
That was it. That was the only time he's went proper right through me.
So where did you go?
So I played Dundee United in this cup game, and we all decided we get beat battered off Dundee United. I think Johnny Russell and John Daly scored, and stupidly, big Kyle Bartley was back
Doing
up.
well, big battle, isn't he?
Aye, so he was back up.
So you can
and
play?
that. Aye, he was just solid, mate. Just at that time, he was just up, just solid, big boy. And then he was back up, and he's like, "Come on, boys, let's go out and all that." And I can't, he just get beat up. Dundee United, but you know, it's like slowly but surely you start talking yourself into it. Come on, it's alright, no, it's just game of football, and it's not the end of the world. We'll just go out and that'll be fine, that nobody will know. Straight out, first public went to Strata. Me and big microphone head, as you call him, Big Pez. Starting in next minute, you just hear this sort of chatter behind you, and then that's it. The abuse starts. Rangers fans, disgrace that you're out. But anyway, should obviously went home, didn't he? Ended up in Sugar Cube till God knows what time. Then 2 days later, back into Murray Park. Gaffer calls a meeting. The usual shout. Right, boys, I've got a list of names that I know.
Alright.
We're out.
It's the worst.
So just own up to it now, and I'm thinking, not a chance. I'm putting my hand up. Oh, I'm bluffing. What's he talking about? I'm going, not a chance. I'm putting my hand up.
Who put their hand up? Anyone?
Nobody.
Did they not?
Nobody. No. And then, so he's like, I'll leave you to think about it, and I'll come back in. And he's walked in, he's come back in. He's like, right, boys, own up. Next minute, Airdie. Wee Fraser Aird.
Did he put his hand up?
Shite bag.
Dirty. What are you doing? I'm looking at him disgusted. And he's gone, right, come on, you're not just letting your one teammate take your fall. And I'm
Imagine him do it on his own, that'd be brilliant. That.
you're not letting your one teammate take your fall. I'm going, I am. I'm not putting my hand up. But then one thing led to another, and it came out, and he sort of had an idea anyway of who the boys were that used to go out. So he just sort of kept looking at me. Anyway,
put the hand up
just
eventually?
waiting. I just went, aye, Gaffer, I was out as well. And then the rest of the boys went out, and it was just us left, and I just seen a different side to McCoy that day. Anyway, cracked just out of disgrace, especially after Dundee United.
Because you never invited them for that.
Aye,
That's why you didn't, aye.
so I made up with him, but so we went and go a game of darts, and he stuck his robe in that one, so we're all right after that.
Perfect. Lads, that's us.
No way.
What else you want?
Do you think Andy's in danger of losing his spot?
Yeah, big Andy.
Hutz is the man.
No, I've seen Andy. Andy's top
Good.
notch. I like
Aye,
him.
he's
doing
good.
it. He did well, didn't he?
Hey, didn't do yourself a disservice, mate. You're brilliant.
Saying, do you mean his spot on here or his spot at Hearts?
Oh! No.
He played actually well. He played well. He played all right Saturday.
Did
He
he?
set up one of the goals, aye.
I saw he did. I seen he got an assist.
Aye. But Hearts are just limping over the line, aren't
They're
they?
13 points cleared though.
Like it always
in the cups, but they've done what they've set out to do, get back in the league, so relax yourself.
I know they're no halfway in obviously. Wee Flecky, alright.
Wee Flecky, look.
Okay, I asked him the other day about coming on.
What did he say?
He says, when I'm back up the road, not and everything.
That's I know.
I saw yesterday, Stephen Fletcher.
Fletch was up, he's been to Manchester today,
I should have got him on.
He's going to come on as well, he's another one that says he'll definitely come on.
He'll be good.
Fletch, he's done an interview, Fletcher,
before,
he was a good interview, but he wants to come on the podcast as well.
This is Peter Doot, innit?
That's Peter
Doot, innit?
Let's go.
That shows you.